prostrating any number of times. Ramdas asked her to stop all this external worship. She gave it up. No garlanding, no prostrating, no worship. Gradually what happened? She had already no thought of things of the world. So when this support of the personal worship was also cut off, where could the mind go? It went inward. It had no other place to go. Ramdas asked her to sit for meditation. She sat. For 4 or 5 hours she was unconscious of the world. She was immersed in herself. Therefore, the mind must be withdrawn from external things so that it may turn towards inward and realize. So on the 57th Mahasamadhi day, Papa, whom we call Papa, is telling us what the real word Papa stands for. This is what Pujya Swamiji was referring to. Initially, yes. Not that we belittle the importance of that form, but we are trying to see or make use of that form to reach the goal as advised by that form. Then only we are true to the words of our Master. Probably with this in view, Pujya Mataji made it very clear that in the Homa Mandir, Samadhi Mandir, where the physical mortal coil of Papa was cremated, there shall not be any images. There shall not be any rituals. There an effort should be made to identify ourselves with the universal reality. So till the end of 1980, many of you might remember there was no image in Home Mandir. There was no ritual. People used to go there, silently sit for some time. They may chant or read or take a bird journey, whatever way they are prompted. There was a time when Pujya Mataji herself used to take all the devotees for 1 hour, silent only. We are in the ashram, a place is also provided, facilitated for us to get connected with the formless aspect. Through that form. Immediately we come back, we go before the image of Papa, wherever we are, but that one particular place. Later on, God willed that to be, when Mataji was seriously sick, some devotee suggested to Mataji that we will have Ramnam, Akhanda Ramnam. Mataji said yes, and that is how this morning, 6 to evening 6 started. Naturally, at the time of starting, we used to offer one flower, and at the end, naturally, one arati. And when Pujya Mataji dropped her body and the Samadhi Mandir came up, somehow Swamiji was prompted to have Mataji's portrait there. So when Mataji's portrait was there in the Samadhi Mandir, how can we keep Papa's blank? So naturally a photo was there. So a photo came, and though we don't have much rituals, a miniature form of rituals were also started. So that is why the devotees who are coming after that period, they were not aware of that. It was not like that. 1963, Mataji made it very clear. We have just put Mataji's words there so that, we get back. Due to turn of events, though there is a photo there, there is a flower. Today after morning we went there. We offered flowers there, mala there. And in the evening we will all go there and offer the arati there. Everything will be there. But keeping in our mind, that is not. We also try to connect up with the nameless forms. That is why in the Mount Mandir, one hall is free from all photos. At least there should be one place when we have people assembled there for satsang, at least one place there should be photos. Not that we are trying to see for ourselves. Whether it is everywhere we keep on clinging to photos, and Papa has made it very clear that photos, no. We have to transcend that. So in the ashram there should be one place where this transcendence can take place. Anyway, so we now we have heard what Papa told us. We will again read out that particular portion. There is a bhajan party. There is a bhajan program in Chennai, Devotee Love. Normally they have they place Papa Mataji's photo there. So when somebody came to lead the bhajan, they immediately looked and they thought two saint photos are there. In their mind, the concept of God means Lord Shiva, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, like that, Lord Muruga. So in that language is that I will start singing only if there is a photo of God there. Immediately from a calendar was placed. They conducted the bhajan. They did not want to offend the feelings, so they said sorry. They were making a comment to Papa that some people see God only in pictures sold in the market. This triggered, That means God made them to say those words so that people like us will try to know the real concept of Papa, what should develop in our mind, what should well up in our mind the moment we say Papa. So Papa says, some people see God in temple images only, not outside. In the early stages it is natural. One place is holy, another is not. Temples are holy, mosques are holy, churches are holy, other places are not. It is better to get over that and feel the divine presence everywhere. When you see God in the photos of Papa and Mataji, why not in the other picture also? That means why should they make a comment? So devotee said, we are doing like that for the last 5 years. Papa, you must transcend all those things. You must find him within. We should take it that is the 57th Mahasamadhi Day message from Papa to all of us. Devotee, if you had wanted me to remove those photos, I would have done so. I would have had no objection. Suppose he said you remove Papa Mataji's photo, I would have done. Then why did you keep Papa's? You must see them in yourself and everywhere. The sooner you come to realize God as indwelling and all-pervading, the better. The photos may kindle some divine emotions, but you must not stop with that because Papa Mataji are everywhere. These words are very important. Papa Mataji are everywhere, God is everywhere, and you are everywhere. This should set our thinking, At the moment we feel, so and so. At the moment we feel Papa Mataji, they are individuals. At the same time we have in our mind God who is beyond all these. But here Papa is putting all these three in one platform. Papa Mataji everywhere. God everywhere. You everywhere. So what is it? The form of Papa Mataji had a beginning and an end. We had a beginning and we will definitely have an end. And both of these things are now taken to the pedestal of God who is eternal, who is birthless and deathless. Slowly, that is how within, he keeps on asking. When you see God in the photos of Papa Mataji, why not in their pictures? Photos may kindle, but you must not stop with that because Papa, Mataji are everywhere. God is everywhere. You are everywhere. The sense of otherness sets limit to the illimitable. God is illimitable. The moment we see the otherness, there is a photo, an individual. That means we are setting a boundary to the illimitable. We localize. We contract. Instead of expansion, we contract. He wanted a particular picture, you wanted our picture. That means both of you see only God in pictures. I keep them for outsiders, for the sake of outsiders. What outsiders? You have made Papa and Mataji a fetish. While really Papa and Mataji are dwelling in the hearts of all. You must get that awareness. And again Papa is, blunt. Papa is not only in your pockets or in your room. If you want really to get him, you must see him everywhere. You have put Papa on this wall in a frame. Make your heart a temple. God is within you. He is always there. This very question came up when Mataji first joined Ramdas. She was looking upon Ramdas' body as so holy that she was worshipping it daily. She thought, Ramdas thought she was caught in this worship of form. Ramdas told her, you have to see Papa in your heart. How can I see you there? She asked. Ramdas said, stop this worship. Do not even prostrate before him. She was garlanding Ramdas half a dozen times a day, prostrating any number of times. Ramdas asked her to stop all this external worship. She gave it up. No garlanding, no prostrating, no worshipping. Gradually what happened? She had already no thought of things of the world. So when this support of the personal worship was also cut off, where could the mind go? It went inward. It had no other place to go. Ramdas asked her to sit for meditation. She sat. For 4 or 5 hours she was unconscious of the world. She was immersed in herself. Therefore, the mind must be withdrawn from external things so that it might turn inward, realize the truth with. So we go back to the Swamiji's words again. If we see everyone like that means form of Papa. And if we love everyone with that attitude, then alone we can say we have real love for Papa. Otherwise it simply becomes attachment to a particular form. Papa, who came in that particular form, taught us that the purpose of life is to realize God, and it should not be anything less than that. He showed us the simplest path, that is chanting of the holy Ram Nam constantly with love and devotion. He assured us that if we can chant Ram Nam constantly with all love and devotion, we will be able to realize God in our hearts and our oneness with Him, who is all-pervading, who is everything, who is beyond everything. Papa was never tired of extolling the glory of Ram Nam. From the year 1922, when he took to the spiritual path and thereafter sannyas, he was clinging to Ram Nam as sadhana. He was chanting Ram Nam so intensely, so continuously, and with so much love and devotion that nothing else mattered to him. He wanted only the darshan of God. He wanted to see Ram only. He did not want to see Ram only as form. Even when Lord Krishna came and stood before him in his vision, he was not satisfied. He wanted to see the entire universe as the manifestation of God, and also expected every one of us to try for that supreme experience. If we also cling to the all-powerful Ram Mantra, it is sure to take us to the supreme heights of God realization. It is very simple. What simple? We don't have to do anything else. We are not doing anything else. Chant the mantra with all love and devotion and be sure that God will guide us step by step. Papa used to say that it is impossible to describe the glory of Ram Nam and how powerful it is. He was often telling us that when Ram Nam has the power to take us to the heights of God realization, people doubt the efficacy of Ram Nam. They chant Ram Nam for some time and feel that they don't find any favorable result. That is because they don't put their minds into it. Now these words, Swamiji said, the all-powerful Ram Nam, what it cannot do. Immediately the question wells up in our mind. You are also doing it for decades now. We all, unknowingly or conveniently forget what all Papa added along. Here the trust has not come, only belief is there. So belief in Ram Nam is there, trust in Ram Nam has not come to us. That is the plain blunt fact. That means we are also planning, we are also getting excited, we are also getting emotionally upset, we also get emotionally elated. We don't accept everything as happening by the will of God. We have been chanting Ram Nam for so much, no doubt. We love that session, we enjoy that session. But something we have to add that has not been added. So today, they are gently reminded what is to be added. They put the word love and devotion. Love and faith. Ram Nam should be chanted with the faith and devotion. Now Swamiji slowly adds one more, mindfully chanting. That is because you don't put their minds into it. While chanting, it goes elsewhere. And then he again says, they don't have the concentration. If they have real love for Ram Nam, it will taste very sweet for them and bring immediate results in the sense that the mind will stay on Ram constantly and will never come down to worldly or sensual enjoyments. Immediately after that half an hour, we are finding, we are back to square one. Whatever demands our body makes, mind makes, that becomes supreme. So today on the 57th Mahasamadhi day, Papa is gently reminding us that it is good that by God's grace you have got the taste, you like, you have faith in Ram. And it has become a practice. It has become a part of our life. So that much we have gained, no doubt. But now if we have to really gain the purpose of Ram Nam, we should not stop. What is to be added, that has to be added. None of us will be able to forego any of the comforts. So we chant Ram Nam after our comforts. We first ensure our comforts and then take to all these spiritual disciplines. Not that we straight away take the spiritual discipline in total disregard to our comfortable zones. That we cannot do it at this stage now. So we have to find out a method by which, because we cannot do what Papa did in his 37th year. Absolutely ruled out. The body, mind, intellect is conditioned with certain things, and constancy also very difficult. So we have to evolve a method by which constant God remembrance can be tried. We chant also Ram Nam, that's all. The mind is preoccupied with so many other things. So we have to devise some method. We cannot follow. And we know it is not easy. The moment we take to chanting, probably some of us may get the concentration, some of us may be mindfully chanting. Everybody may not be. So during the non-chanting time, if we don't bring in some dimension, the chanting will not become effective. How to do that? Each one has to try. So here Swami says, that is because you don't put their minds into it, they don't have the concentration. If they have real love for Ramnam, it will taste very sweet for them, bring immediate results in the sense that the mind will stay on Ram constantly and will never come down to the worldly, sensual enjoyment. Here we remember one more word of Papa. Ramdas, through a ceaseless repetition of the divine mantra, side by side with the concentrated meditation on the all-pervading, eternal, ever-blissful, indwelling God, had attained freedom and peace even before his advent into the world as a mendicant. That means before he left on 27th December 1922, during the period between 20 to 22, he was not merely chanting. The chanting was coupled with meditation, reflection. And what was it? Side by side with the concentrated meditation on the all-pervading, eternal, ever-blissful, indwelling God. And because of that he had attained the freedom and peace. That's 2 years, struggle. That's why he put the first struggle and initiation in question. We have seen that so many self-denials, and he had to stand firm. His family people, friends, they all started there, compelling him to take something, compelling him to free himself from those vows. And if we remember right, he said there was a time when for 22 hours he was taking to chant out of 24 hours. Can one imagine about it? And that chanting was with this. He said the whole world will vibrate. We all thought, it was merely chanting. No. The chanting had the power because the chanting is supported by, backed by, coupled these thoughts. Connecting himself to the core of his being, the self, the spirit. He was aware he was chanting the name of the one who is within. Is it all-pervading and indwelling? These two words. We also found when we were elaborately going through the word great void. So this great void was also there in him. In that, everything is floating as it were. So he was chanting the name of one who is the great void. We have now intellectually understood everything. Thank God. Previously we were just reading it, great void or Ram. Everyone had their own concept. But now Papa made us know why I am making the word great void. Why did I use the word great void? Why did I use the word Ram? Before Ram was introduced, he gave an explanation about Ram. The mysterious power. Who is in all, who is all in all, who is. That's the lesson. That's the lesson. We have introduced before bringing the word Ram. So when we say, because normally, the Anandashram devotees use the word Papa. They are comfortable with Papa rather than God, Ram. Even today, when any telephone call comes, they will say, Papa's blessings, please. Please pray for Papa's blessings. So we are used to it. We are comfortable with that. But now Swamiji or Papa himself says, you try to understand what that word stands for. That is whatever concept you have, it has taken you this much. Good. But this is not the end. We have to proceed. So this was what was happening to, again back to Swamiji. This was what was happening to Virat Papa when he was engaged in his sadhana in 1922-23. The very name of Ram took him to heights of ecstasy. He did not struggle to concentrate his mind on Ram. The very name took his mind away from all worldly things, and his mind stayed on Ram's feet without any earthly pull, because his love for Ram was so deep and his aspiration to realize Ram was so intense. No? These two are also there. His love for Ram was so deep, his aspiration to realize Ram was so intense. So today it is 57 years since Papa's physical body disappeared from our midst, but he is still very much with us. He is always with us. Now and here, he is guiding us. The mantra that he gave us will surely lift us up, make us reach the goal, provided we maintain the intensity of our aspiration. That alone is left to us. People may ask, why should Papa not do that also? He doesn't do that. People may, unless we aspire to realize him, he does not take us unto himself. He lets us play in the world with the toys until we are satisfied with the play, or until we are tired of the play and cry for him. Let us take things seriously. Let us aspire for him. Let us chant the holy and all-powerful Ram Nam that he has given us, remembering his all-pervading Swarupa, Nirguna Swarupa, aspiring to realize our oneness with him and enjoy joy and happiness and peace. Every day, Mataji wanted us to chant and to render the universal prayer composed by Papa. Last line, forget about it. Today morning, when we came here, immediately after offering flowers at the Samadhi Mandir, when we came back here, when somebody telephoned, this is how first came. Our today's message is, make me thine and thine only, forever and ever. Every day we are repeating as a part of the universal prayer. But today, no. We are praying to him to make me thine and thine only, forever and ever.
Last time,
Me thine and thine only, forever and ever. This is finally, it coins, the heroes too. What is 57th Mahasamadhi Day message of Papa is, keep on praying this and try to live up to it. You must cry for that. Make me thine and thine only. This is called aspiration, not the dictionary meaning. Real aspiration is to make me one with you. Enough is enough. I have been trying, I have been praying, I have been doing this and that. In the midst of so many other distractions, I have been keeping this in my mind. I really want. It is not for the show I am doing. I really want. But still some hurdles are blocking me. Please step in and make me thine and thine only forever and ever. Don't give me a glimpse and go away. Whenever I cry, you may give me a glimpse and then you go away. No, don't do that, please. Let your presence get stamped in me. Because that is the purpose for which you drew me to yourself. In between, there was a lukewarm attitude from me. Agreed. On special days, on important days, you kept it as a practice to remind me, to pull me up. Again, I may drift. Because the load which I have brought is too much. I have not been able to unload. Unless you devise some method to me, suitable to my equipment, so that I don't waver, I don't dilute, I don't go hither and there. Now, even for certain spiritual practices which I have been doing regularly, I need so many other things also. Little bit of cravings are there, weaknesses are there. No? That drives me away. And Swamiji says we should cry for it. You all know Papa cried. And then only the cry was heard. That was the word. He was not appealing. He was not praying. He was not pleading. Just cry. So let us all try our level best. And over and above things from the individual level, from the devotees level, we also remember Papa with gratitude. I would not have risen up to what I am expected of. But Papa, surely you gave me relief. Surely you saved me from so many things. Surely you made me aware of the richness of this spiritual journey. Surely you have made it an ideal in my mind. That is to be scaled. Surely whenever I go off the track, from inside I get the pulling and feel, I should not. So there are so many plus points, Papa, for which I am ever grateful. It's a feeling developing in our mind, you know. We are not telling this for the sake of this session. There should be the heart cry. Because we are deeply grateful, because 99% of our waking time we are devotees only, you know. So at this level, we are expressing our gratitude on the 57th Mahasamadhi Day. What a wonderful place called is Anandashram. You have brought it. You gave us a Mataji, you gave us a Swamiji. You provided all the basic facilities for us. What is lacking here? Nothing. What is lacking is only our initiative, that's all. Otherwise, you have provided everything with no condition whatsoever. Absolutely zero condition. Just like a mother or parents, you are providing everything here. So I am ever. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, for the time being. Let us see. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram